So just say that you're Gareth Nettleton, you're the VP Marketing of Strava.
Yep.
We're here in Madrid today to present Strava, and welcome. And so the first question is, what top 3 features make Strava unique among the crowd of sport data gathering apps available these days in the market?
So hey, I'm Gareth Nettleton. I'm the VP of Marketing at Strava. We're here in Madrid today to talk about Strava Beacon, among other things. The question was about the 3 key features of Strava that kind of make it unique within our sector. The way I'd answer that, I would think about, actually I wouldn't call out 3 features. I'd call out what I would consider a one area that I think makes us really different. Let's talk about our difference being in the community that exists around Strava. I think that's the biggest differentiator I would always point to. You think about what Strava was in the very early days. We were a running tracking app, but the way we've evolved in the last 2-3 years is very much we've developed the social side of Strava as well, because we know that that's still really powerful. The more you can connect a community together, the deeper and richer that community kind of is. So everything we do at Strava now, we try and think about how it works in one player mode, but much more importantly, how it potentially becomes a social experience and works in a 2-player mode, or actually much wider than that. So I think the notion of actually just connecting the world up, connecting the world's athletes is one of our missions. And I think that's the biggest differentiator I would pull out versus other tracking apps out there. I think that's what makes us a social network rather than simply a tracking app or training app.
So ever since Strava was launched in 2009, what have been to you the 5 major milestones in its development? First, from a financial point of view, to remain independent on a premium model, and then from an operational one.
Wow, okay. So thinking about it from a financial point of view, I would kind of link it actually to us building Strava into a business rather than just a product, is the way I think about that. So I guess the first thing that was, the first milestone was actually founding Strava into a proper company. So that happened in 2009. That was when we first laid down our first patents around. We felt that we got some technology here that was unique and there was some real interest to it. That for me is the first build. It's the foundation, in fact, around what you were trying to build. The second milestone I guess we went through was sounds really silly, but getting our first 1,000 members. Just scaling even to 1,000 people can be really hard for certain apps. So although we're now in the tens of millions, getting to 1,000 almost proves out that you've got a secret ingredient in your product. And so I think that was again another thing where we realized that not only was this going to be a great company, but it was going to be a really big one. Huge milestone 3 and a really big step forward for us was 2011, when we launched the Strava iOS and Android apps. Big difference for us. Suddenly, prior to that, Strava had only been available by runners uploading through either a running watch or on the cycling side via a bike computer. Whereas as soon as we opened onto the App Store and Google Play market, it opens up the possibility of the number of people that could be a Strava member. So our growth exploded at that point. It became much more accessible. You didn't have to own a dedicated GPS device to be able to be a Strava member. You could just do it through your mobile. So that's kind of maintained a big part of it. The fourth one to talk about, and we've had a version of this from day one of Strava, but it was Strava Premium. So Strava Premium currently funds the company. We are a subscription business. We fund the company and everyone that works at the company through members paying us either a monthly or a yearly subscription. It's the big reason that was so important for us was it's allowed us to grow the company over the last 7 years without burning through untold millions of dollars. Don't get me wrong, we're not profitable yet, but it's allowed us to fund a big chunk of our expenses every year through our members paying. So that was a big step for us, and one that we will continue to build out actually in the future. We always see there being a premium offering within the Strava business. And then the last one is probably, I'd kind of say future. I'd say we're probably not there yet in terms of what the next kind of major financial step would be. I think it's probably really, really important to think about Strava investing in another customer. And at the moment, we have kind of one single customer who at Strava, and that's the athlete, the end user. We feel Strava can diversify in the future and serve, in fact, the entire sports industry in lots of ways around. I think of just the sheer number of athletes that we now have on Strava, and I think about how we can connect those athletes to groups, brands, clubs, the products that they want to buy. I feel there's a real opportunity for Strava to be a kind of discovery network and a discovery feed, as much as it is a feed of your friends running and cycling activities. So, but we haven't unlocked that one yet. That's kind of for the future, and I think it's one that will prove to be really important.
So it's
So then thinking about the big operational leaps forward for Strava, I actually wouldn't put there's been 5. I'd single down onto 2. I think first of all, the founding of the company in Silicon Valley and all that brings with it. Big operational step forward. It was where we were founded, and we kind of live in that tech ecosystem in San Francisco. But then actually probably a more significant step forward for the growth of the company was we established a base in Europe. So we set up an office in London, and we started to build a European team to effectively, as a response to the amount of members we were growing to here in Europe. So suddenly Strava became a multi-continent company, which is hard to do, and is something that was a big leap. We had to do a lot of infrastructure kind of stuff, and actually communicating between Europe and the West Coast of America can be hard work at times. We only have so much overlap. But it was a big step forward for us in terms of trying to serve the global community of athletes rather than just out of one place on the West Coast.